As a child, my mother and father took me to many of the California missions, actually to almost all of them. And we would read about Junípero Serra. My mom would read me stories at night about him because he's part of California history, and read about the missions that he founded. One time, though, was especially significant. When I was about 5 years old, my mom and dad took me to the Carmel Mission Basilica, and we went to daily Mass. And at the end of Mass, Mom and Dad took me up to the sanctuary where Saint Junípero Serra is buried. Now, this was in the early 80s, so he was not even beatified at that point. And so she said, you know, they're talking about, with Father Serra, that one day they're going to canonize him, that one day they're going to declare him to be a saint. So it was a real joy for me this past week to tell my mother, hey Mom, remember when you told me that? Well, today's the day. For me, this past week and this past few months have been incredibly significant spiritually because, of course, one of my patron saints is being canonized, Saint Junípero Serra. And I took that name because of my devotion I've always had since I was a kid to Saint Junípero Serra. This is a time in history where we've been called by Pope Francis, through his official documents and also through his homilies, to go forth with the evangelization of the world, or maybe the re-evangelization of the world. And Pope Francis has called us to go to the periphery. He's called us to go to the edge, to the places where the church right now might not be reaching. Or if she is reaching there, it's just sort of in a very nominal way. And so we are trying to do this. Well, Saint Junípero Serra was a saint who did exactly that. He went to the very edge of the Spanish Empire. And there he brought the gospel to those who had never heard the saving name of Jesus Christ before. And he did this because he understood their dignity. The reason he brought them the gospel was because he understood that, as Pope Francis also said, that Jesus did not just choose an elite sort of in-crowd to receive the gospel. That really every person, because of our human dignity and our human nature, is worthy of the gospel, is worthy to hear those saving words of Jesus Christ. Saint Junípero Serra knew this, and so he went to the farthest places he could to spread the gospel. Saint Junípero Serra also was an academic, and he studied especially philosophy, and was a philosophy teacher in the Franciscan House of Studies in Mallorca. And then when he came to the New World, eager for the missions, he, under obedience, actually taught philosophy for a number of years in Mexico City at the Franciscan House of Studies there for people who were going to the missions. He longed to go to the missions himself, but he also lived that life of an academic, the life of study. And so to see that these are not exclusive, but in fact complementary aspects. The state of California owes a lot to Junípero Serra, not just to the bringing of the gospel to this place, but also in the fact that bringing in the particular way that he did, that he brought it with the notion of study, as well as the notion of contemplation of eternal truth. Saint Junípero Serra established the first library in California. He brought with him an immense group of volumes of works from Mexico, as well as bringing vestments, as well as bringing liturgical things, as well as bringing artwork. And he also brought music with him from Mexico. Saint Junípero Serra is incredibly important for us as Western Dominicans because his mission territory plus is our mission territory. The same area that he was called to evangelize is the area that we as Western Dominicans are called to evangelize. My name is Father James Junípero Moore. I am a son of the Western Dominican province, and I am very proud and very happy to be a Catholic priest in California.